Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Utility Safety and Environment Committee meeting for Wednesday, October the 8th, 2025. Mr. Stewart is on his way. He was running a little late. But the first item on our agenda is the matter of authorizing the purchase of aeration diffusers for the WWPC consent decree aeration basin project. Mr. Stewart.
Yes, good evening, through you, Chair. This is to purchase the aeration diffusers for our consent decree project, and why we're seeking to pre-purchase them is the long lead time. It's a 24 to 26-week lead time, and the problem with that is the deadline for the consent decree project, which is December 31st, 2026. So if we wait any longer to when the project actually goes out to bid, and then they try to go through the process, whichever contractor gets picked, that could push us to July, if not further. And with the aeration diffusers, which I actually have printed a copy out, which was passed out so you can understand what they are. They're the most essential part of this project. Without them, we cannot continue on with each phase of the project. That's why we're trying to get them early so that we have enough time to actually complete the project before December 31st.
Are there any questions for Mr. Stewart? Mr. Oswald?
Through you, Madam Chair, are you guys going to install that, or are you having somebody do it?
No, that'll be the contractor installing those.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Ms. Davis?
Through you, Madam Chair, is this at our main plant? Is,
Yes, this is at the
work
this is at the wastewater plant, correct.
okay.
These are, they're made in Germany, and they are very, very efficient, so we are excited about them too. So, though we have to replace them, so we would have to purchase these anyways, either through the bidding process, or we can just pre-purchase them. So that's all we're trying to do right now, is save some time.
Okay, and the consent decree says we have to
Yes.
replace them. Okay, any other questions for Mr. Stewart? Seeing none, I'll read the committee report. We have considered the matter of authorizing the purchase of aeration diffusers for the WWPC consent decree aeration basin project, and this is an ordinance authorizing the purchase of said equipment for the consent decree aeration basin project at the WWPC plant. Emergency clause is requested. Can I get a motion, please?
Moved.
Moved by Mr. Oswald, second by Mr. Armstrong.
Question?
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the matter of entering into an agreement with ODOT for the Oberlin-Elyria Road Diet. Commissioner Schneider.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. For every ODOT project we do, we're required to enter into an agreement with them. So as part of this project, we need to get authorization for the mayor to enter into an agreement with ODOT. This is a project that we talked about in the past. We've actually already passed out some flyers in regards to the project a number of months ago. This will convert the existing 4-lane road to 3 lanes with bike paths on the outside and eliminate the traffic light at West Avenue. And that'll turn that intersection into a 2-way stop. So West Avenue will stop and Oberlin-Elyria Road will have the normal pass-through. There will also be some RFBs installed, which are those crosswalk, those blinky lights that you'll see all through downtown. Those will be installed as well over at the West Avenue to assist with people crossing the road.
I know there's not a lot of traffic anymore, and I get that, but I think I'm a little concerned about West River and Oberlin-Elyria Road. Will they intersect?
West Ave?
West Avenue, sorry, West Avenue and Elyria. Will they intersect?
So part of the design will be, because you know the intersection, how it's skewed, it'll actually to be, at least the southbound traffic will be the road will curve, so it
Okay.
will be perpendicular to the road to give you a better line of sight
Okay.
both ways.
Okay,
So there will be a change in the intersection that way. It won't be just, we're going to just drop in a stop sign. It actually will have a slight curve at the end there.
okay. And you may have said it, and I just didn't catch it, from where to where?
This is Middle Avenue all the way to the railroad tracks.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Mr. Schneider? Mr. Armstrong?
So with the RRFB, from the plans that was sent out to the residents, will that be more on the Elyria Fences property, or will that be where the actual crosswalk is being now? Because that's what it says in the plans.
Yeah, the plan is to move it so that when you cross the road, you're crossing perpendicular, not at a skew again. So it will go up the tree lawn of Elyria Fence a little bit, and then it'll cross perpendicular to the road. That will be the intent.
So will the sidewalk be put in on
There'll be sidewalk. yes,
also? 'Cause
Yeah.
there's never
Yeah,
been-
all areas where we have the crosswalks will be redone and sidewalks extended to wherever we need to cross the road.
Do you remember, oh, I'm sorry, do you remember when this was, does anybody remember when this survey was done?
But the survey as
To determine why the traffic signal wasn't warranted anymore?
it was about a year ago, when we started the process. That was one of the things we looked at, and it was not warranted.
Any other questions for Engineer Schneider on this? Seeing none, I'll read the committee report. Thank you. We have considered the matter of entering into an agreement with ODOT for completion of a road diet on Oberlin Elyria Road, and this is an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into the said agreement with ODOT. 80% will be paid by NOACA, and 20% will be paid by the city. So can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Oswald, second by Mr. Armstrong. Any additional questions?
Question?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Just one question. Does this need to be an emergency? due to
Yes,
the
yes, it
sort of
does. I'm
time
sorry.
constraints?
Yes, it does, please.
Thank you.
Does the chair concur?
Concur.
Second?
Second.
Okay, so it's been moved and second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the matter of amendment number 2, professional service agreement with Black and Veatch. Mr. Engineer Schneider.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. So Black and Veatch is performing a number of studies as well as improvements we're looking to do out at the water plant out in Lorraine. One of the items that is part of what we're looking at today as part of this amendment number 2 is to put in some new pumps as well as some VFDs and new valves for the high service. This was, need to be two things. One, we were having issues with some of the valves out there, so we need to replace those anyways. And then we're looking to put VFDs as well on a couple of the pumps. What VFDs do is they modulate the frequency of a pump, so it allows it to run at a slower speed so that you can fluctuate your pumpage without throttling the valve. So instead of throttling valves to control the flow, like you would do a garden hose, it would be the VFD just pumping, making the pump a little slower.
Okay.
So in turn, it will use less energy this way as well, so there will be a cost savings and an overall cost savings. But yeah, at this time, we're looking to ask for your approval to amend the contract with Black and Veatch so that we can move forward with this high service portion. I will tell you, there will be other amendments coming with other projects that we're doing out there we're looking to do. We're currently looking at the chlorine, whether we feed chlorine gas or the sodium hypochlorite. So there is a study as part of that we're looking at of other items that they've already accomplished or completed, which will be bidding out soon, which I'll be coming back to council probably in the next month or so will be the hatches on the clear wells that we pass, as well as the loading docks. So we have a couple loading docks out there that have issues, and some other facility issues, tuck pointing of buildings, things of that nature. That one's already been, I believe it's, actually, that one's already been approved by council, but that will be going out for bid shortly as part of their project. So there's a number of items that they're working on for us. This is an overall part of the process with them. We're looking to increase their contract by $408,000. This will get us through final design as well as bidding documents, not through construction. Construction will be if we choose to go with them during construction, we will come back to council for that. But this will get us through the final designs of everything, as well as, like Mr. Stewart was just talking to you about, we're looking to procure a number of these items ahead of time. So they're going to put together documents for that to buy the valves, the VFDs, and the pumps, because they're 30 to 40 weeks out, so.
Law Director Deary.
Through you, Madam Chair. Engineer Schneider, so I'm sorry, what is the increased not to exceed amount?
Well, this is our second amendment,
Correct.
so I believe the overall goes to $1,115,000 total.
Okay, so, when was this? I don't have the date, I apologize. So we have 2024-183. I don't have the date, I'm sorry. That was Amendment 1, if I'm looking at the proper ordinance. We increased the scope of services in the amount of $179,703.
Yes.
And so I guess my question is, are we going from $179,703 to this $1 million?
So the original contract was $527,255.
Okay,
Amendment number 1 was $179,703. Now we're asking for an additional $408,000 on top of the first
okay,
two.
so an additional 408,000?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Snyder. Any questions for Mr. Snyder from the committee? Mr. Stewart?
Yeah, just in regards, that was a clarification I wanted to have, and then I guess you're talking, Engineer Schneider, about future amendments to that. Do you have any ballpark figures on that? 'Cause
I don't have the final on those. Some of it's going to be based on some of the studies that they're looking at. Like, as I said, with the chlorine, I believe with the new superintendent, he wanted to look at getting away from chlorine gas, which is obviously a dangerous chemical because it's gas, to go to a still dangerous liquid, but something that's a little bit more easier to contain. But so we're looking at how we can possibly retrofit the existing pump station that would allow that, and the cost difference between operating one versus the other.
Through you, Chair, just one other question. So just to confirm, the original contract was $1,115,000.
That would be the new contract with original
okay.
contract, Amendment 1 and
Okay.
Amendment 2.
All right, I stand corrected then. All right, thank you for clarification.
Thank you. Any other questions for Engineer Schneider? Seeing none, I'll read the committee report. We have considered the matter of Amendment Number 2 to the professional service agreement with Black & Veatch for a high-service pump, valve, and VFD procurement and design services for the water treatment plant improvements. And this is an ordinance authorizing Amendment Number 2 to the said professional service agreement. Emergency clause is requested. Can I get a motion, please?
So move.
Second?
Moved by Mrs. Davis, second by Mr. Oswald. Any other discussion?
Question.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. The next item on the agenda is the matter of authorizing to advertise for bids and enter into a contract for the water treatment plant old pump building roof replacement program. That was a lot. Mr. Engineer Snyder.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. So one of the things Black and Beach, when they were out there looking at the overall facility, the high-service pump station, which is our tallest building we have and probably one of the oldest buildings we have out there, the roof on it has some major issues as far as the roofing deck is concerned. About 15 years ago, it was replaced. It was replaced with what's called a TPO, which is like a plastic membrane or a membrane type material. The problem we're having is the building, with the winds out there, it's causing what's called uplift. So it's causing the roof to detach from the roof and basically turn it into almost a balloon.
Okay.
So it's bringing it up and down, it's breathing with the wind. So this is something that when they saw this is a very concerning issue. And further inspection out there, a number of years ago, if you remember, when we replaced the low-service pump station roof, they had what was called gypsum plank decking, which is essentially drywall. So basically, you have about 1.5 inches of drywall. It has a little piece of metal that runs through it. But it's, years ago, when we did the low-service one, the engineer for R.E. Warner, he told me specifically that type of material is something that they don't really like to utilize, and if they see it, they like to remove it because essentially, it's, when you talk about gypsum board, you get it wet at all, it will crumble on you in a heartbeat. So with the failure of the roof up there, this has now compounded the fact that we should probably replace this too. So we did have a couple contractors go up there and look at it already. One, to see what we can do to possibly shore it up, just to get us through winter if possible. They all said, without a doubt, it needs to be replaced as soon as possible, because you could wake up or come in the morning and find your roof laying on the ground. And there is a typo in my referral. What we're looking for is $650,000 to replace all this. This would remove the gypsum planks, install metal decking up there, just like we did for the low service, and put a new roofing system on top of that, which would be different than the one we have. And hopefully we won't have this problem ever again.
We hope. Mr. Oswald.
Through you, Madam Chair. Mr. Snyder, so if it's having that from the wind, the uplift, are they going to do something to secure that down the next time so that we don't have that happen again?
Well, and that's one of the things they're going to look at also, because they don't know if the system, because that's like, once again, it's almost like a pool liner up there. They don't know if that's just delaminating from, because when you put that down, you actually, there is an adhesive they put down on top of, or between the two to help hold it down. And they don't know if it's just pulling apart as part of that, or what's causing it to come apart. As part of the clear well and the loading dock project, one of the items in that project also is doing some tuck pointing along that up top there. So there will be tuck pointing done, things of that nature. And, there's other, I can't remember what the original roof looked like, if it had ballast up there or not, but that's another way you could take care of, like right now, they could go up there with sandbags, which they did look at sandbagging the whole entire thing, which was like 750-pound sandbags up there. And when they looked at snow loading on top of that, they didn't feel like it was probably the best thing to do, and the best thing to do is to replace it. What we're looking to do is with this, to go out for bid, is to go through basically the same thing we've done in the past with these livable community type consortiums, where it's almost like state purchasing, to bring them in here. They have the materials and everything, and then we bid out the labor and get a price from them, and that's kind of where we're headed with this right now, so.
Mr. Oswald.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So, okay, I don't know the building. So first off, it's a flat roof, correct?
It's not totally flat,
But not a pitched roof.
the planks below it are flat, but then obviously they put the foam, the insulating foam and whatnot, and then they wedge it so that it drains to the outsides. So, I mean, it's flat, but it's not flat. It does have parapet walls that are probably as tall as, these right here. So it's protected directly from the wind, but it's still getting that uplift.
But is it like a metal wave roof that they started on to put this material on? Like it's a steel structure up there in the roof?
So the underlying supports are steel, but then
Yeah.
the gypsum planks are set on top of those steel, so it spans from steel to steel, from girder to girder.
Okay.
Is a gypsum plank.
All right.
So, and some of those are crumbling right now, so not too bad, but they're starting to crumble a little bit.
Any other questions for Engineer Schneider? Seeing none, I'll read the committee report. We have considered the matter of advertising for bids and entering into a contract for the roof replacement on the old pump building at the Elyria Water Treatment Plant. And this is an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into said contract. Emergency clause is requested. Can I get a motion, please?
Second.
Moved by Mrs. Davis, second by Mr. Oswald. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. The next item on the, excuse me, the next item on the agenda is the updating and amending Elyria Codified Ordinance 937 sewer charges. Director Pianowski, and this was laid at in our place, so you should have that as well.
Thank you. Through you. When this was referred, you were sent the final version, but today I realized that it didn't have the markup, which I know is a lot easier to follow when we're having this conversation, so I'd circulated that. There aren't really many substantive changes of great significance. There's some changes in wording, a little bit of updating on, to reflect operations, but this is part of the process we've been going through to update a number of different sections of the codified ordinance here in Elyria. We did utilities earlier, we have this one. We've reviewed sanitation, so we're kind of working through some of them to update them to reflect current operations and rules. To go through the specific changes, I'm going to send it over to Shane Stewart there, the superintendent at wastewater. He obviously worked with us on this, and he can better explain why the changes were necessary, other than just a couple of language things, but he can work through that with us.
Mr. Stewart?
Thank you, through you. Like Director Pianowski said, a majority of this was some small language revisions. Some of the more notable ones. Get to them now, please. I'd say the first notable one would be the industrial monitoring charges. We are seeking to increase that from the current 25 cents per 100 cubic feet to 50 cents per 100 cubic feet for our industrial users. This is the charge that covers the monitoring portion for what they have to go out there and sample and write the reports, which is depending on the business. It's some are quarterly, some are monthly, some are even sooner. This isn't for the actual surcharge that they get, it's just the monitoring portion, and it hasn't been updated since 1992. And since then, the monitoring charges have increased significantly. After calculating our charges, it seemed we probably could have went a little higher, but we want to start a slow amount first, and so we can really look at the best way. Instead of maybe not going to a usage based, it might be a direct based on their permit. We're looking at what other communities are doing, but for the interim, I think this is fair and equitable for both to recover some of those charges and not increase them dramatically. Some of the schedule rates were updated to reflect the current rates. And then the addition of the septic tank and dumping fees, which has already been passed, but now it's just being added into the sewer use ordinance. This is for the septic at the plant and the rules that we updated with those as well. And then lastly, last is just a few rules for that follow the same language as the water rules. There were some in ours that stated, 90 days delinquencies, and some in the water rules that were 60 days. And after meeting with the utilities director, Ms. Connor, it is very hard for them to distinguish between some of those. So most of those now match. Not most, all of those do match, I'm sorry. Yeah, and then the last largest change, which is the alternative consumption calculation, it said it's 937.20, it also just follows the Elyria water supply rules as well. So like I said, most of them small language changes, besides the one increase for the industrial user charges.
Are there any questions for Mr. Stewart on this? Or did you all want to take just a moment to look at it? Mr. Oswald?
Now, through you, Madam Chair, just quick question. How often, then, you said we were going to start off slow, revisit this. How often do you revisit to make sure that we don't get behind the eight ball?
Through you, it was stated in the original that it should have been reviewed annually, and that, I don't believe, was done or wasn't as imperative to do then. So that is something that we are going to do now, is review annually. Myself, Director Pinowski, and Shane Derricott with the pretreatment supervisor. And that's something that we're looking at now, is even a better, more sure-fit way so that this doesn't happen in the future.
Mr. Pinowski?
Thank you, through you. And just generally, philosophically for myself, having dealt with increases in different varieties, I like the annual review and potential increase because you get smaller increments instead of a big surprise after 5 years. So if that would be my suggestion as we look at things in general, but that is the plan for this one in particular as well.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Seeing none, I'll read the committee report. We have considered the matter of updating and amending Elyria Codified Ordinance, Chapter 937, sewer charges. This is an ordinance authorizing the amended changes to Chapter 937 of the Elyria Codified Ordinance. Does this need to be an emergency? No? Okay. Thank you. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved?
Second.
Moved by Mr. Oswald, second by Mr. Armstrong. Any additional discussion?
Call for the question?
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Mr. Stewart. There's nothing else to come before this committee. I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved?
Moved and properly second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Please don't leave until you sign the committee report. Good night, everyone.
Huh? Okay. Oh, so what does that mean? I haven't been paying attention.
Just a reminder, still on the
Tuesday night.
record, everybody. Just wanted to let you know.